The actress put on a flesh-colored bodysuit, leaving only her bare shoulders exposed. Then she pretended to look like she was thoroughly enjoying herself, all to film a satisfying shampoo commercial. But even though she was giving it her all, the director didn't think it was enough. He insisted she make it more realistic. So the actress gritted her teeth and endured the ice-cold shower water, fully immersing herself in the role. But when she opened her eyes again, everything around her had changed. The bustling film set had instantly transformed into a cramped little bathroom. Dina had no idea what had just happened in the blink of an eye. Looking around the messy room, she grabbed a cheap bathrobe that wasn't too dirty, but strangely, it carried her own scent. Dina put on the robe and nervously stepped out of the bathroom. It looked like someone's home. The two children who had played her kids in the commercial were running around, playing. The man who had played her husband, Jack, was sitting on the couch playing video games. Dina assumed the crew was playing a prank on her. She opened the front door to leave. Jack grabbed her and pulled her back inside. He thought his wife going outside in just a bathrobe was indecent. But before he could scold her, Dina rushed straight to the balcony. Looking out at the completely unfamiliar surroundings, she was instantly startled. Before she could even figure out what was going on, Jack, thinking she was about to jump, quickly pulled her back inside. Finding herself in the arms of the slovenly Jack, Dina instantly lost her temper. She had just been filming a commercial. How on earth had she ended up here? She shouted at Jack to bring her clothes immediately. Looking at the two cheap outfits Jack brought her, Dina couldn't afford to be picky anymore. She threw one on, walked out the door, and frantically hailed a cab to go home. Soon, Dina was knocking on the door of her own house. The one who answered was her boyfriend, Mike. Dina was completely dumbfounded. The rival actress she had always outshone was now standing inside her own home. It was obvious. Her boyfriend had been cheating on her behind her back. In a fury, she stormed out. She took a cab to the bar where she and her friends always hung out. The moment she walked in, she sat down right next to her friends and confronted them. Why had they hidden Mike's affair from her? Is this what real friends do? Her outburst left everyone at the table utterly bewildered. Who was this crazy woman, acting like she owned the place? Seeing that even her friends didn't recognize her, Dina had no choice but to leave the bar. She told the driver to take her back to where she'd first hailed the cab. Watching Jack scold her for wasting so much money going out late at night, Dina felt her mind go blank. Had she really been transported into the storyline? Seeing family photos of herself and Jack plastered all around, Dina stormed into the bedroom in frustration. After kicking Jack out, she told herself she just needed to sleep it off. By tomorrow morning, everything would be back to normal. But when the next day dawned, Dina was horrified to find herself still in that tiny bedroom, and Jack was right there beside her, nagging her to hurry up and get to work. Drawing on her memory of the character, Dina went to the bank where she worked. During a free moment, she checked her social media and learned that Anna was a responsible married woman who put her family above everything else. Before she could finish reading, a female colleague came to tell her that the boss was waiting for her in his office. Already furious, Dina stormed into the office and unleashed a torrent of verbal abuse at her superior. Seeing Dina growing increasingly unhinged, the boss lied, telling her they all knew she was a famous actress and that he could drive her back to the set right now. Dina was overjoyed. This nightmare was finally going to end. She quickly dozed off in the car, but when she woke up, the boss was lying beside her, telling her not to waste time. Seeing this, Dina broke down all over again. Not only had he not believed her claim of being a celebrity, she had accidentally discovered that this character she was inhabiting was having an affair with her male boss. Unable to process any of it, Dina went home after work. But looking at this ordinary family in front of her, and then thinking about the glamorous life she once had, she snapped again. Jack quickly took her to the hospital. She told the doctor everything that had happened to her, begging him over and over to believe her. The doctor said he believed her on the surface, but the very next moment, he had the nurses inject her with a sedative. Then they locked her in the psychiatric ward. Dina stood at the window, completely lost. She never imagined that simply accepting a shampoo commercial she didn't even want to do would lead to this. She thought she'd spend the rest of her life in here, but during a chance conversation with a fellow patient, the woman not only believed Dina was a celebrity, she also told her to accept her current reality and play the role she'd been given. Those words hit Dina like a bolt of lightning. She neatly dressed herself, then told the doctors she had recovered, that she deeply missed her family and children. Seeing that Dina had returned to normal, the doctors unanimously agreed to discharge her. Back home, Dina outwardly accepted this life, but inside, she had already hatched a plan. She put on a beautiful red dress and went to the theater where she used to work, intending to re-enter the entertainment industry as a nobody. She found Mike, who worked there, and desperately begged him for a chance to audition. After relentless persistence and paying a certain price, he finally agreed to give her one shot. Mike gathered the director, screenwriter, producer, and other key staff together. Looking at all these people who had once been her close friends, Dina passionately expressed her desire to perform. After her heartfelt speech, they finally decided to give her an audition. And there on the stage, Dina didn't disappoint. Her outstanding acting captivated everyone in the room. Even so, all she earned was a small supporting role, but that was more than enough to make her grateful. From then on, by day, she was a devoted housewife. But at night, she would transform into an aspiring actress, secretly going to the theater to rehearse. After some time had passed, one evening as Dina arrived at her front door, a man in black suddenly appeared and grabbed her. It turned out to be her boss from the bank. Not only had the two been having an affair, they had been secretly embezzling company funds, planning to save enough money to run away together. But now the scheme had been exposed. The boss demanded Dina return the money hidden in the cabinet. Otherwise, the bank's executives would have him killed. Jack's timely arrival saved Dina. Late that night, after Jack had fallen asleep, Dina quietly moved the cabinet aside. Inside, she found a package, the leather bag where the money had been stashed. Seeing all that cash, Dina was thrilled. With this money, she could finally start a new life. She wrote Jack a farewell letter. Then, at the crack of dawn, she slipped out the door. Before starting her new life, she wanted to give a proper ending to the role she'd been rehearsing. It turned out the only reason she'd gotten the part was because one of the original actors had a family emergency, so Dina had been brought in as a temporary replacement. Now that the actor had returned, there was no longer any need for Dina. She completely fell apart. She had poured everything into this role, and now, with a single word, all her efforts had been wiped away. Clutching the bag of money, she stumbled up to the rooftop in despair. But in that haze, she suddenly had an epiphany. Perhaps her previous life as Dina had been too smooth, too easy. Now at the first real hardship, she was crumbling. Life was never meant to be smooth sailing. How could she give up so easily at the first sign of difficulty? With clarity restored, Dina walked out of the theater. She stood in the rain, savoring a moment of quiet peace. But when she opened her eyes again, Dina was back on the shampoo commercial set. Looking at the familiar scene before her, she knew for certain she had truly returned.